Hey everybody, Yogi here. I hope you're doing well. I'm not doing well. I've really been struggling with my anxiety the last couple days, since like Saturday. It's now Monday as I film this. I could not sleep the last couple of nights. I haven't slept very well at all. Last night it almost felt like when I got home from the hospital the first night after my first panic attack. I don't recall having a panic attack yesterday, but there's a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I think it's just the stress of it is just boiling over at this point. The other day, I was laying on I had my head back on our couch, and I pulled my neck forward, and I had a really sharp pain as I was coming back up, and now I have like a pain kind of in my back, my upper to middle back, and then I was having like tightness in my chest. Before people start like panicking, these are also anxiety symptoms. I was feeling it in the front last night. I was feeling it in the back. I fell asleep okay, but then I woke up at like 2 o'clock to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't fall back asleep. My mind was racing. My mind was just panicking in a anxiety state, high level, in my opinion. A couple of times during the night, and even this morning, that I felt like going to the hospital, that I felt that something else is wrong. It appears to be anxiety. There's so many symptoms that you think might be something else, but it's only anxiety. And that's what makes it so tricky, is because you could go to the hospital every week if you're having a really bad anxiety attack. But there are people that do go to the hospital frequently because they think something is more wrong than just anxiety. I haven't been back to the hospital since that first panic attack. Once I realized what it was, and this is the worst I have felt in a long time, probably since that first panic attack. I mean, I've had panic attacks since, but they go away. You wake up the next day, you have that hangover, you feel sore because all your muscles tensed up, and the release of the cortisol and adrenaline, you just kind of move on. And that's what I'm trying to do today. It's been tough though. I really have not. I was really fighting myself to get out today. I was really just like, I'm just gonna lay on the couch all day today and feel miserable. Finally, I got to the point where, no, you're not just laying on the couch. You're not just gonna feel miserable. Get your butt out there. Do what you have to do. Do it anyway. Even though you feel crappy, even though there's gonna be days like this, you gotta keep doing it anyway, or else you're not progressing. You're not moving forward. What you're trying to do is retrain your brain to realize that, hey, I could be in a high anxiety state and go out and still drive my car and still walk around and still film and still live my life. I have to go to the store later. That's going to be interesting because of how I'm feeling, you know? I could have a panic attack when I go in the store. But anywho, I'm in Barton, and I just wanted to show you. I filmed in Barton before. That's the Barton roller mill right there. That's kind of cool right there. They got that old ghost sign, Barton Roller Mills, manufacturers of the Gatto Milling Company, and it says patented grain wheat flour, ground dry flour, Graham. So there's that old sign, which I think is pretty cool. And then over here, it's kind of an update, actually. It's to add on to my update episode. We have a couple of places that have changed over recently. The problem is, I believe, location. It's an annexed part of West Bend. However, it is in a weird spot. It's kind of hidden off the main road. The main road's right here, Barton Avenue, where that truck's going by. That's Barton Avenue. That takes you up to Main Street, and then, you know, you go down Main Street, you're at Regner Park and all that. So I'm not that far away from downtown, actually, downtown West Bend. But this is Barton, which is now a part of West Bend. It's not, I don't believe it's technically still called Barton. I just think it's part of West Bend. On the corner here, this red building, there was a bar here called the Long Branch Saloon, and it was there forever. And then they closed, and then I think 2 other bars came in here and just had a really hard go and ended up closing down. And now it's called something else. I'm going to drive here and we'll pull up to it. but it's called something else. And then there's another restaurant slash bar on this block that's had problems too, and it's changed hands again. So this is called now Tall Boys, Boyz and Company, and they're open right now. I think they got the open sign on. This is the first place that's open. Yeah, there's people in there. They're open right now, so it's good to see that there's another bar in there. The other place that I wanted to film is right over here coming up. It was called Moonlighting for the longest time. It was a bar, I think restaurant or just a bar. Then they closed right here, and then it was called some kind of Mexican restaurant. They were only open for like a couple months and they disappeared. Then it was called Hair of the Dog for a little while, maybe a year or so, maybe not even a year. And then they closed, and now it's called Beaks Joint. So there are new establishments here in the Barton area. If anybody watches this and lives in West Bend, come on over to Barton and give these people some business. Here's La Michoacana. Homemade ice cream. They're getting closer to opening. They got the signs up. This place right here, Walsh's Complete Automotive Service. This was another place that had been here for a very, very long time, and they closed. And I didn't even realize they had closed. And they're doing something on the roof. I don't know, tarring maybe. But yeah, that place has been closed for a while. I don't know what the reasoning was behind them leaving, but Walsh's Automotive Center is no longer there. Now coming up here is where the old Hankerson's Bakery used to be. I'm going to turn in the lot here. There's work being done. I mean, it's been a year since Hankerson's left, and there is work being done inside there. So I don't know. I have not seen anything from Washington County Insider, from Judy Steppes. I have no idea what's going in there. But that was the old Hankerson's Bakery right there. That's now being, there's a building permit in the window, and they're doing a bunch of work in there. So I don't know what's going in there, but that is going to be something new at some point. That right there is the Riverside Brewery. I've eaten there before. I didn't have a problem eating there. I thought the food was okay. But however, when I started doing DoorDash or Uber, I'd go in there and there'd always be an issue with the order. It would always be somebody else picked up the order. We don't have the order. So I called them out on it once, because it was like the fourth time I went in there to get an order, and it was gone. Didn't have it. Probably never made it. And kind of got into it with, I don't know if it was the owner or manager or whatever, but ever since then, I refuse to pick up deliveries here. And they're closing, if not closed already. There is a sign on the door. I don't know what it says, and there's like big gallons of, I don't know if that's like used oil or something. I have no idea. But Riverside Brewery is closing, and I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Judging by the issues I had trying to pick up DoorDash orders, no big loss in my opinion. They've been around since, I don't know, the early 2000s, I think, maybe mid 2000s. I don't know. But again, we used to eat there a couple times, never had a problem. The food was good. The help was okay. But when it came to picking up DoorDash orders here, it was just terrible. And I guess there's a reason why they closed. I don't know. Maybe they treated their customers the way they treated DoorDash orders. I don't know. So there's a lot going on in West Bend right now. That's just one of many changes that are going to be happening here in West Bend. Let's head to the next one. All right, so this first location that we're going to talk about here is what is currently the Vision Works right there on South Main. And then over here, if I can get my camera to turn, it's the Omnicron restaurant. Now, the Omnicron and Vision Works have been here for a long, long time on South Main. Omnicron's been here since we've been up here, the 90s. So it's been here for a very long time. So what my wife read on Washington County Insider, and again, hat tip to Judy Steffes. There's a planning commission meeting coming up, and apparently Culver's, which we already have one in West Bend, wants to tear down both of these buildings, buy that property, and put another Culver's there. We already have a Culver's in West Bend. We don't need another Culver's in West Bend. My opinion only. You know, we have 2 McDonald's, we have 2 Taco Bells. Can we get a restaurant that we don't have? You're going to tear down Vision Works? Again, this isn't a done deal. I guess they're doing a planning commission, but in my opinion, just by looking here, Omnicron's pretty busy. I mean, I don't know if they're struggling during the weekdays, but during the weekends, they're pretty busy. I guess I'm just kind of shocked that it's going to be something that we already have. I would much rather get something that we don't have. Some other kind of franchise. Hardee's. We used to have a Hardee's in West Bend a long time ago. That's been gone a long time. Bring back a Hardee's, or, just throwing things out there. Church's Chicken, Dave's Hot Chicken. They're building a Dave's Hot Chicken in Grafton, which isn't too far. It's only about 10 miles away. I just don't understand this having to have one of this on the north end and one of them on the south end. We have enough of these things, okay? We have enough options for burger joints. We have enough options. Can we get something different? Something that is not the same thing. Now, granted, the Culvers on the north end of town can get really busy at times, but I don't think this town is big enough to justify having another location. Maybe I'm totally off base here. I mean, we're like 32,000 people here in West Bend. But I don't understand why we have to have another Culver's. That's like 5 Quick Trips. Did we really need 5 Quick Trips in West Bend? No. We have enough gas stations. We have enough banks of certain kinds of restaurants. We could use something a little different. Vape places / CBD places. It's like, we don't need another one of the same. Bring us something different. We don't have an Indian food restaurant in town. How about an Indian food restaurant? This building right here that I'm going to show you is the former Educators Credit Union, right here. Educators Credit Union and Mid-Moraine Municipal Court Administrative Office. So apparently these places are no longer here, and this building is vacant. Now, this building is not that old. Not that old at all. This building was probably built, early 2000s. So it's not old. It's not old at all. The other proposal that I heard, that I heard, is to raise this building and turn it into a car wash. Another kind of car wash, like a Tommy's car wash, something like that. Now, mind you, right across the road there is a Quick Trip that has 2 car washes. We have 5 Quick Trips, 4 of the locations. Wait, let me see here. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, 4 of the 5 locations have car washes. The only one that doesn't have a car wash is the one on South Main. Right next to Omnicron is a Scrub-It-Up car wash. And on the north end of town, Tommy's car wash opened up. And then there's like a Shell down the road on West Washington Street that has a car wash. There's a car wash on East Washington Street over by the BP. Down by the airport. I mean, we got like 10 car washes already in West Bend. We don't need another car wash. That's the issue I have here. Do we really need another car wash in West Bend, Wisconsin? A city of 32,000 people. Do we really need a 14th car wash or whatever the number is? The answer is no. We do not need another car wash here. We need something else to go in here. Literally, there is a car wash, I don't know, 100 feet, 150 feet away. Maybe we're trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records for the most car washes in a city. I don't know. We don't need another car wash. We don't need another Culver's. Can we have something else in West Bend? The next place that's closing, Pedal Moraine. This has been here for quite a while as well. I think since 1991, the original owner had it. And then in 1999, the current owners bought it. This is all stuff, again, hat tip, Judy Steffes, Washington County Insider. This is all stuff I found on her page. So Petal Moraine, that's been here since 91. What is that, 34 years or so? They are closing, going out of business as well. Don't know the reasoning why. But I'll tell you this much. It's conveniently located right next to VisionWorks and Omnicron, which are both proposed to, there's a meeting tonight actually. Culver's wants to buy those two lots and turn that into another Culver's, which would be our second location of Culver's. So I wonder if this Petal Moraine closing has something to do with that as well. Culver's would be taking over this building as well. I don't know. I can only guess, but I find it really, really convenient that it's right next to two buildings that are going to be, that are possibly going to be demolished and turned into a Culver's. So this is Washington Street, otherwise known as Highway 33. It's on the north end of town. And what we're going to show here, turning here on Johnson Street, future home of Fire Station number 1. So what used to be here, you ask? The old Johnson School Bus Company. Apparently Rightway merged with, bought them and closed this facility down. I didn't know it was closing. I was kind of surprised when I saw that it was closing down, but there's Highway 45 straight ahead there. There's the off-ramp I just got off on. The old Johnson Bus Company is no more. Now it is going to be the fire station, which currently is on Highway 33 and Main Street. Highway 33 and Main is a busy intersection. However, I think it's much easier for fire trucks to get in and out of than here. But I don't know if they plan on putting like a stoplight here, which wouldn't make sense because there's a stoplight, 100 feet down the road. But that door's open. There's an open door over there. Open door. Yeah, there's an intersection here, but this intersection right here is so congested, especially at rush hour, early in the morning and late at night. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they plan on putting a stoplight here. Again, it wouldn't make sense to put a stoplight here because you have a stoplight right there. So to have two stoplights in the same, a block apart, I mean, it's been done before. And there is the picture of the future home of Fire Station number 1. I don't know when it's supposed to be completed. I recently heard about this. I do know that there's going to be a fire station here. It used to be the Johnson Bus Company. It is no longer the Johnson Bus Company. So another thing that's gone here in West Bend, Wisconsin.